The United Arab Emirates Air Force is the Air Force of the United Arab Emirates. Its predecessor was established in 1968, when the Emirates was still under British rule. Since then, it has undergone a continual reorganisation and expansion in terms of both capability and numbers of aircraft. Currently, the UAEAF has around 4,000 personnel and operates approximately 368 fixed and rotorcraft. History. The UAEAF's history starts in 1968, when the Abu Dhabi Army Air Force was formed under British rule. After becoming the Al Rams Air Force in 1972, major investment assured an expansion in terms of capabilities, quality and quantity of aircraft. Training and instruction was provided by the Pakistan Air Force. Neighbour Emirate of Dubai maintained its own air component, the Dubai Defence Force Air Wing, until 1999, when the two were effectively merged to become what is now the United Arab Emirates Air Force. Although the integration of the two independent forces has been complete, a small degree of autonomy exists at the operational command level, with the Western Air Command being headquartered in Abu Dhabi and the Central Air Command in Dubai. Since the 1980s, a combination of regional instability and high oil prices has resulted in an ambitious modernization of the UAEAF, with the goal of attaining a level of capability matching the highest NATO standards. In 2014, the United Arab Emirates Air Force along with the Egyptian Air Force carried out airstrikes in Libya against Islamist factions in Tripoli. In September 2014, UAE Air Force aircraft joined in US-led airstrikes against terrorist targets in Syria and Iraq that later became known as Operation Inherent Resolve. These operations were suspended after a Jordanian pilot was captured by Islamic State militants in late December 2014. Pending improvements in U.S. search and rescue capabilities in the region. Personnel and training. The UAEAF consists of about 4,000 personnel. In the 1970s and 80s, the UAEAF was instructed by Pakistan Air Force pilots on Dassault Mirage IIIs, the backbone of the UAEAF at the time. Even today, many of the personnel are ex-Pakistan Air Force officers and technicians. Most of the flying instructors at Al Ain are from Pakistan, training pilots using Grob G115, Pilatus PC-7, Aramaki MB339, and BAE Hawk 63 aircraft. A few officers of No. 12 Squadron at Al Minhad Air Base are also from the Pakistan Air Force. Some of these officers are on deputation, but most are on civilian contracts with the Air Force headquarters in Abu Dhabi. Numerous officers of other nationalities have also trained UAE pilots, among them Pakistanis, Moroccans, Canadians, Jordanians, and South Africans. Women have started training as pilots. The first batch consisted of engineers given approval for flight training. So far, only 3 women have become actual fighter pilots and 1 a transport pilot. 1 woman pilot was grounded due to an ejection from a training flight in a Hawk 63. Instructors at Dhafra Air Base are now mainly from the U.S., as the UAEAF has retired its Mirage IIIs in favor of F-16s. Currently there are 5 main air bases operational, split between the Western and Central Air Command. The Special Operations Command has its own airbase and operates a wide range of helicopters. Candidates apply to the Khalifa bin Zayed Air College, which is located at the Al Ain International Airport in Al Ain. They first go through a rigorous schedule of academics, fitness and officer training. Those who are selected as cadets then start the second phase of academics, flight sciences. Cadets who pass the assessment period of the second phase are designated aviation cadets and start flight training. The first aircraft cadets get to fly is the Grob G115TA. Those who qualify then go on to fly the Pilatus PC-7. On this aircraft, they learn the basics of flying, takeoff and landing techniques and procedures followed by a bit of aerobatics. Following the primary flying course is the basic flight course, piloting the Hawk 63. Graduates are graded and assigned accordingly to one of 3 options: the Advanced Strike Course at Minhad on the Hawk 102 aircraft, transport aircraft, and helicopters. At Minhad, the new pilots learn basic fighters maneuvers, drop bombs and learn to fly cross-country to a neighboring country, commonly Bahrain or Kuwait. Upon completion of the advanced strike course, officers are selected either for the F-16 or the Dassault Mirage 2000-9, both at Al Dhafra Air Base. A few pilots are selected to learn to fly the F-16 with the United States Air Force's 162D fighter wing in Tucson, Arizona. Current state: 2007 marked the culmination of the largest procurement programs ever undertaken by the UAE Air Force, with the final deliveries of the 80 F-16EF Block 60 Desert Falcons, and approximately 60 upgraded Mirage 2000-9, giving the Air Force a considerable multi-role capability. These two investments represented a total expenditure of around $10 billion, with additional money spent on infrastructure and logistics. A $6.4 billion contract with Lockheed Martin for the supply and support of the 80 F-16s was signed in March 2000, while a $3.4 billion deal for the purchase of 30 new Mirage 2000-9 and retrofitting of the 33 older UAE Mirage 2000s was signed earlier in 1998. Missiles were also purchased: 160 AGM-88 HARMs, 1,000 or more AGM-65 Mavericks, about 500 AIM-120 AMRAAMs, 270 AIM-9 Sidewinders and 52 AGM-84 Harpoons. After a competition between the BAE Hawk, Kai T-50 Golden Eagle and Alenia Aramaki M346 Master, the UAEAF announced the acquisition of 48 trainer and light attack aircraft, with the first deliveries to take place in 2012. The other training types that are thought to be near replacement are the 30 Pilatus PC-7s and 5 Aramaki MB339s serving with the Air Academy at El Ain. The UAEAF has operated 20 IAR-330 Puma helicopters since the late 1970s. These have been recently upgraded to the IAR-330 SM standard by IAR Gimbov in Romania in cooperation with Eurocopter. These aircraft, supplemented by a further 10 ex-South African Air Force reworked SA-330s, are expected to remain in service for at least 15 years. Although no replacement for the Puma fleet is required in the immediate future, the force will be supplemented by 26 Sikorsky UH-60M Battlehawks, with 390 AGM-114N Hellfire II missiles. 30 AH-64A Apache helicopters were modernized as well, to the AH-64D Longbow standard, and a dozen Eurocopter Fenks were recently acquired for Special Forces use. The most important facility of the UAEAF is the Al Dhafra Air Base, with almost the entire fighter aircraft fleet located there. However, in order to prevent all of the air defense and strike assets being located at a single base, a $1 billion, completely new facility has been constructed deep in the Abu Dhabi Desert, near the border corner with Saudi Arabia and Oman. It is 3,000 meters long and has aircraft parking nearly the same size as an Al Udeid Air Base, Qatar. A 4,000m runway at El Safran Air Base was built around 2008. Structure equals, as of 2008, the structure of the United Arab Emirates Air Force is as follows. Western Air Command, Headquarters at Abu Dhabi, Fighter Wing, Al Dhafra Air Base, 1st Shaheen Squadron, F-16EF Block 60 Desert Falcon, 2nd Shaheen Squadron, F-16EF Desert Falcon, 3rd Shaheen Squadron, F-16EF Desert Falcon, 71st Fighter Squadron, Mirage 2000-9 EAD-DAD, 76th Fighter Squadron, Mirage 2000-9 EAD-DAD, 86th Fighter Squadron, Mirage 2000-9 EAD-DAD. Transport Wing, Al Bateen Air Base, C-130 Squadron, C-130H Hercules, CASA Squadron, CN-235M110, Puma Squadron, IAR-330 SM Puma, 6th Squadron, AB-412 horsepower SP, Bell 214B, Naval Squadron, AS-332 bytes per meter Super Puma, AS-565 SB Panther. Central Air Command, Headquarters at Dubai, Al Minhad Air Base, 102nd CAS Squadron, BAE Hawk Mk102, Transport Squadron, C-130H-30, L-100-30 Hercules, Special Electronic Missions Squadron Saab 340 AW&C, Air Refueling Squadron Airbus A330 MRTT. Dubai International Airport. Special Operations Command, Headquarters at Abu Dhabi, Group 18, SAS Al Nawkheel Air Base, Special Operations Squadron, UH-60M Black Hawk, CH-47CD Chinook, AS-365N3 Dolphin II, AS-550C3 Fenk, Egerstoorsland AW-139, EC-155B1, AH-64A Apache, Cessna 208B Grand Caravan II. Army Command, Headquarters at Abu Dhabi, 10th Army Aviation Brigade, Al Dhafra AB, AS-550C3 Fenk and AH-64A Apache. Current inventory. Future equipment, the UAE has asked Eurofighter, Boeing and Dassault for proposals for a next-generation fighter. The United Arab Emirates Air Force has decided to buy another 25 Lockheed Martin F-16 Block 60 fighters. Historic equipment, fixed-wing aircraft, Dassault Mirage 5A Euro 12A, 5AD, 14A, 5EAD, 3A, 5DAD, 3A, RAD since 1973. Aramaki MB326A Euro 6A, MB326KD, 1A, MB326L, 1A, MB326LD since 1976. Air Italia G222A Euro 1A, G222LW Litach 1976. CASA C212A Euro 4A, C212-200 since 1982. Pilatus PC6A Euro 2A, B2H4 between 1989 to 2006. Rotary wing aircraft, or copyright Rosparty Al Alouette 3A Euro 10A, SA316B since 1972. Or copyright Rosparty Al Gazelle Euro 12A, SA342L since 1979. Bar paragraph LKOW Bo 105A Euro 3A, Bo 105 CBS since 1981. See also, Union Defense Force. References, Force Report, UAE Air Force and Air Defense, Air Force's Monthly Magazine, January 2008 issue. Footnotes. Citations. External links, UAE Air Force Order of Battle,